Well, hi party people, welcome back to the channel. Okay, I'm doing a little video for you right now. I've been meaning to do it for a while. Welcome to freezing cold and dreary Yorkshire. This one is, there's one or two people have been asking me about my sort of homemade furniture, booth, however you want to call it. This one was actually inspired by Chris Santos, I'll get his name right. Sorry Chris if I got your name wrong. Who sort of made this kind of booth. I've done pretty much the same, made a few slight differences to it. Let's get it open, let me show you what I've done, and well, we'll talk you through it. This is the thing, and as you can see, it is what it is. It's basically an amp rack with a case bolted to the top of it, the Flex 10 case. Sorry for the plane going over the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, show you how I've built it, let you know how I use it, open the front, which I've got a screen in as well. So let's get this open. So in the top of the booth, there is my DDJ FLX 10, and underneath that, I'll put this down, underneath that I've got a Shure BLX microphone and receiver plugged into the controller. That's in the back there. I've got, that's my gooseneck for the controller. I'll just come to that in a second. But underneath, I normally use my laptop, but underneath this I've actually got, there you can see, a M1 MacBook Mini, and that runs my secondary sort of system, if you like. So I've got a backup secondary system as well as my main laptop. So coming down the booth, we've got one drawer here. Ooh, locked it. A lot of bits and bobs, as you can probably see in there, all this the kit that you always need. Drawer underneath that, or should I say drawer, that is a pull-out slide for my Wolf Mix, which is superb, and next to it is the transmitter as well, all ready to go, already sort of wired up. That's it there. Underneath there we have got, now it is, I've got a light under here as well, but that not quite come on. That is my new Pro Mackie Pro FX 10 version 3 Plus. So that's also got the Bluetooth channel as well, so I can use Bluetooth to it. I did have that on a pull-out, and I might actually go back to sort of draw a pull-out similar to this, but I didn't really pull it out, so it's a bit more stable there. Two microphones each side of that, and underneath that is my Fenix Pro PTU 2U, which is a true diversity microphone system. Absolutely superb. I'm so impressed with the Fenix Pro kit. And obviously above that is on an amp rack the antennas for that. Underneath there I've got a 1U, and in here I tend to keep the dongles for my the Donner receivers, sorry, the donor receivers that go into each one of the lights, and as you can see there, I have it all wired in, so when I power the unit up, they're constantly charging the system up, which is great. Underneath that we have a big drawer in there that carries all the cables and everything that I need, so I can literally wheel this in and set it up, because all the cables are already in there. And bottom, power distribution, I have power in, so I always run two powers in. One of the ends, this one, powers the whole unit, as well as run the power out to that one, which I then send off to the left hand speakers. This power in just feeds into that distributor, and then power out to the speakers. And then of course you've got XLR run out to the speakers as well, all wired in under there onto the mixer. So let's turn this round. So this is obviously the side that faces your customers or the guests. Now when I first bought this amp rack, I couldn't get it in the black version, which was a bit annoying, so I had to spray paint it, so I'm always constantly touching it up. Right, so this is the TV. Okay, the TV can be in that orientation there, as you can see, but I tend to use it in this orientation because it's easier. So that is kind of how it looks to the guests. Okay, I'll put some show on the screen of me actually using it. I run graphics on that screen and all the rest of it, and it works really well. So that basically is the new setup. Now don't get me wrong, would I use it at a high-end wedding? Well, yes, I do, but I just put a facade around it. So it's just everything's set up, wheel it in, Bosch, and put the facade around it. And it is a honestly, it's revolutionized how I set my gear up. Now don't get me wrong, it's quite heavy, and you do need to have, so let me just turn this round. It's quite heavy, you do need to have van. I'm lucky, I've got a van and a ramp, and I sort of push it up and all the rest of it. Sometimes I put some things around the bottom to cover the wheels up, but it's an ongoing process. So I really do think that it's a fabulous bit of kit. I love using it. I don't use it for every event because, like for instance, I've got an event tomorrow and I'm just using a standard booth because I know the loading is difficult when things are on wheels, so I'll just use something else, you know. And it's a karaoke gig anyway, so I don't generally use my FLX10, and I only use a Roland DJ 707M for that. Simpler setup. Don't really bother about the lights too much, just all Santa light on that one because it's a karaoke and it's actually a presentation night, so very simple. So that is the bit of kit. It's ongoing, constantly changing it. I am going to sort of change it around a little bit. I do think about, should I have it, because what I've done is I've actually bolted the Flex 10 case to the top of this, so I can't use it. Now Chris did it a different way. He had the Flex 10 in its, or I think he's got a Flex 10 or a DJ 1000 in its case, and he had it separate. And what he did, he sort of just lifted it onto the top, so you took each individual component in separately, which is great because you can still use that for different events. And I may go back to that, actually. I don't know. I do like the fact that it's all in one. It does make it a little bit heavy, so when we're shoving it up the ramp, when I'm shoving it up the ramp, it's quite heavy. Unfortunately, you couldn't take this to an event where you needed to take it upstairs. It's just too heavy. You need ramps. But to be fair, I'm getting to the age that if I need to be honest, if I need to take it up some stairs, I don't have the gig. So that is the that's it. Tell me what you think. Like I say, thank to Chris Santos over in the States who give me the inspiration to make this one. Everybody seems to be going down the route of furniture type booths. Well, furniture booth is just basically that, but looked a little bit nicer. Well, you know, that didn't cut. I'll put links in the description below of the parts that I used. I already had the Flex 10 controller case, so I didn't have to buy the extra. Yes, I bought a TV and the parts needed, and of course I bought the amp rack, but that wasn't that expensive from I think Bob DJ in Leeds I bought that from. Downside to it, I couldn't get the black one. The Odyssey case come in the black version with all the, you know, everything's black on it, whereas the Odyssey case that I wanted for it in the UK, I couldn't get all black, so I had to get that one and then spray it, which, you know, I have to keep touching it up every now and again. I've used it at about 6 or 7 events now, and absolutely love it. So there we are. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to give you any more information on it, and okay, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'm going to be pumping out videos quite fast and furious in the future. See you soon.